Hi, Bobcat fans. We're here with head coach Heinsohn, the two-touch segment sponsored by Roof Masters and Bubba's 33 in Longview, Texas. Coach, man, second year Hallsville High School practice is about to start, or has started soon, but, man, what's it like going into your second year compared to your first?
Oh, second year, it's been a blast so far during the class period because the relationships are there.
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of like, let's build on what we already have. Like, let's not waste time. Let's just build.
Well, Coach Heinsohn come into a rough situation the year before, last year. For the year before, we didn't win, but maybe one or two games.
Yeah, they were 2-21-1 last year. We got 2 wins against Marshall.
And then this last year, you done a lot better.
Yeah, we were 10-13-1, which got us enough for a spot in the playoffs.
Awesome.
So we go from winning 2 to in the playoffs. So that's a great improvement.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So how do you, for us that maybe aren't the strongest, other than watching Ted Lasso and knowing a lot about soccer, how do you come in and improve a soccer team? Is it just mentally, athletically? What do you do to make a soccer team better?
It's a bunch of different combinations, but I would say the mentality side was our strongest asset last year.
Yeah.
We did not give up when we went down. We came back from games. We went into overtimes and won. We've lost. But it's just like the team never giving up is such an important aspect that you can't coach in a season mentally as hard as I tried to do it. Like, it was very difficult. Skill-wise, they already had it. Okay. Ball skill-wise, they already had it. Athleticism, they already had it. We have like 4 or 5 guys on the team that are 6 foot or taller. So like we have size on this team. So athleticism's always been there. It's just the mentality side.
And that's just a confidence thing also.
Yeah.
If you don't win, and all of a sudden you think, well, I'll never win, then it's just a mentality of getting them back into the winning thought. Mm-hmm. And that's on you. Is that difficult to just talk them into it, or?
No, they're pretty motivated. Like they were an interesting bunch to get a hold of last year.
Interesting bunch,
yeah. They were fun to get to know last year, and then this year it's just building on top of that. Like how can we be more intense with what we do?
So how many kids do you total on the team?
We're currently looking around like 48 to 50 JV varsity.
Good grief.
So is soccer something, Coach, that a kid picks up when they're young and they have to do it since they were young to be any good? Can you pick it up when you're older? How do you, again, I kind of go back into building a program. How do you turn this into the program you want? I mean, can you pick up kids out of the hallways and turn them into soccer players?
Yeah, so last year I did a good bit of recruiting, and I went to some football players.
Yeah.
And I'm like, those guys are athletes, and it's just fun, like, working with athletes. And so I can coach them. There's been a handful of guys I've been able to coach, and they're joining us again this year, So it's very easy to get athletes on board. Like the touch, that all comes into motion later. But like teaching athletes is like something difficult. But if you're already an athlete, I can get you a soccer player out of it.
Do you ever tell Coach Strick I'm fixing to borrow some of your players?
I have. We've had those conversations.
And we're going to run up there. You have to tell Coach Walker the same thing. We're getting some of his basketball players to go play a little soccer.
It's the same time, same season.
Same time, same season.
But there's a couple kids I'll take from him as soon as their season's over. They don't do double time. It's just as soon as their season's over, then they transition over to me.
I got you.
Coach, it's something you're way too young to remember, but I can actually remember the first year they had soccer at Hallsville. Yeah. It was actually co-ed. Mm-hmm. For the first couple years.
I know some of the guys that were on there. Will Hagel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my youth pastor at Moberly.
And so it's amazing the advancement over the years. So goals for this team this year, Coach. What are your goals?
Oh, we're going to get in the playoffs again.
Yeah, that's not
even a goal. That's a statement.
That's a given. That's a statement.
So we talked to Coach Walker. We have 9 in the district now. Is that a huge?
It's a big difference getting rid of Longview and Pine Tree. Pine Tree was one of the
Tree.
Yeah, they were one of the weaker opponents in our district. Longview, they were the strongest. But we add in Jacksonville, who's a top 10 state-ranked team, and then Mount Pleasant, who are also a top 10 state-ranked team.
So you add Lufkin,
they go multiple rounds in playoffs, and then you got Nacogdoches, who go multiple rounds in playoffs. So there's like 7 teams competing for 4 spots.
Yeah.
Instead of just being traditional 4. Who's going to upset? It's just 7 teams competing.
Well, that makes it very difficult.
Great.
Yeah, that makes
I love it.
Yeah, iron
bring it on.
Iron.
How do you? Off season though for a soccer team, and I got to ask this. So, what have the players been doing to get to this point? Lifting, running, playing soccer.
It's a mixture of conditioning, making sure we can run a mile below like 6 minutes, that 5:45 range. And a lot of the guys can do it. Like last year, I couldn't see that improvement, but this year it's like I got 20 plus guys that can run below a 6-minute mile, and like that's excellent. And we're in the weight room twice a week getting work done for half the period, and we do a lot of soccer ball skills, individual, team, just building exercises. It's all about relationships on the field. It's like building those relationships as we keep on going.
Awesome. Guy once ran a sub 6-minute 40. And so now, Coach, last question for you, man. First game is roughly when?
December 13th. We play at home against Lindale.
Man, it's coming up fast.
Oh, yeah.
Coach, thank you for joining us. Fans at home, this has been Two Touch with Coach Heinsohn. We'll see y'all next time.